Okay guys, how is everyone doing? If you're new to the channel, I'm Mick. What I do is go out sky watching using night vision equipment. On this case the Sionyx, trying to film things that can't be explained in them skies, and there's a lot of them, definitely a lot of them. So please do subscribe to the channel if you're interested. Leave me a comment, I'll always reply. So it's half an hour tonight, starting to clear up. Let's get on these mirrors. I'm in Haslingden, Lancashire, UK. Okay guys, so I'm just starting to sky watch over the Haslingden Moors. Just come across this old derelict mill. Used to build a lot of these mills next to rivers. Used to provide power. Well, I'm not going to be wandering in there. It's very dangerous. It's surprising what you come across when you're out and about, guys. Let's have a look. Let's see the old window over there. Don't know what that little light is there. Maybe it's just looking through to something over the other side. Gate. One thing I love about coming out sky watching, just never know what you're going to come across. There's a nice view of the moon through the clouds. Oh, beautiful. Something passing up there. I think there were birds. You just never know what you're going to film. More often than not, you're going to get aircraft, you're going to get satellites, space debris, meteorites. Meteors, and occasionally you do get something you can't explain. And that's what we're out for. So many people report lights going across the sky that they think are satellites until they stop, change direction, or change speed. That rules out the sat. Quite often you'll see lights flashing and blinking in the sky. More often than not, it'll be space debris tumbling or a satellite catching the sunlight. Same with the space debris catching the sunlight as it tumbles. But not always. Sometimes things just can't be explained. That's the beauty of doing this, you just never know what you're going to film. Probably a satellite going there. I'm not checking the app, like I always say, for every little light that crosses. Anything unusual, I'll check it. Then we can rule things out. Seems to be a strange beam of light there, but I think that's some snow showers moving in. Interesting. You see all sorts of things else in nature with the weather, especially over these moors. And if it was really windy and stormy, I'd be thinking that was some sort of twister coming down. But we've had a few of them recently as well. Like I always say, I like following planes with the Sionyx. So many reports of things tagging on with planes. And if you like the outdoors, guys, check out my other channel, SW Outdoors, link in the description. That's just about getting out hiking, wild camping, plus a camper van and messing about without doing it up. I've also got a 4x4 X-Trail. I'm going to make that into a Marco camper, I think they call them, a Marco camper. I just like messing about with that stuff, so if you like anything like that, SW Outdoors, the link is in the description. It's a very cold night, sometimes it affects your speech when it's so cold when you're out like this. So there is a moon out tonight, not a full moon, but it's bright enough. It's not picking up all the detail in the faintest stars. Aircraft going over there. Well, still can't complain compared to the weather we've had. It's got lots of little flashing lights over there. Looks like the aircraft hand holding tonight, guys, as you can probably tell. I do prefer it because you can get this camera on something you see a lot quicker. Quite often I've had it on a tripod and I've seen something in a part of the sky which the tripod, the camera isn't pointing at the time. I've got the camera onto it, it's gone this way. Although it's not as steady, it is quicker and more enjoyable, although we'll get it on the tripod again in other videos. If you don't get out, you're never going to see or film anything, so always worth it. Be right travelling up there. Probably a sat, don't think that's a plane. Not checking the app for everything. Just got the moon coming out there from behind these clouds. Compared to the weather we've had, can't complain. We've got Orion there, just showing through the clouds. That definitely is another airplane going into Manchester. Love doing this, guys. You want some good night vision equipment, the Sionyx is excellent. When you do get a cloud like this with the moon out, it does look beautiful, all the shadows, and it really does. Good shot there of Orion and the Orion Nebula. So we're under the Manchester Airport flight path, about 25 miles away. So planes coming in with the landing lights on. Can look quite unusual, very bright if they're coming towards you. Looks like they're not moving. So we've got to keep that in mind. In this area, you can see lots of little flashes of there and aircraft about. The local farm dogs over there barking away. They probably sensed me stood on these mirrors. Nights like this, when you got these clouds moving across quite quick, it's hard to distinguish what is moving up there and what isn't. It's the illusion. Looks like all the stars are moving, but just with the clouds. Back on these flashing lights. It's 5 minutes later. Most probably aircraft. It's just that I cannot see them with the naked eye. Just check the Alpen. There are 2 aircraft over there. I'm seeing a lot more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably aircraft. So just a plane, that, guys. So hand holding tonight, I will get on a tripod in the next video sometime. It's like the freedom of hand holding, although it's not as steady. So as you can see, it is trying to clear a little bit. We get a good night sky watching. It's been so cloudy recently. Tending to cloud up a little more now, but it's not been too bad. So another bad night. We've had a bit of wind, quite windy, so you can hear me really enjoying this stories from the camper van. UFOs, paranormal, cryptids, time slips, they're interesting. Somebody sent me a story about a time slip. I'll tell that in a minute or two. I find that fascinating, really do. Something there. So hazy sky is not crystal clear by no means, but definitely worth coming out. Got the Pleiades up there. So it is a lot colder tonight, and I think there's snow in the forecast for these MOORS. It's been very mild and wet recently, but snow this part of the world this time of the year is definitely not unusual. Something moving up there, probably a satellite. I'll have a little walk further up the hill. Like I always say, it's always worth uploading all sky watches. Quite often I'm looking through the lens of this Sionyx. It's only a tiny little lens, so you do miss things. You miss things with the naked eye that the Sionyx picks up as well. So quite often people who watch these videos point things out that I've completely missed. So definitely worth uploading all sky watching all sky watches, even though I think I haven't seen anything unusual, but quite often people do notice things. So very busy skies tonight for aircraft. Lots of them around. So I'm using the Sionyx, the Sionyx Aurora Pro. Very good for filming the stories, satellites and whatever else maybe up there. You see all sorts. Okay guys, so on the story of time slips, there were three friends driving over the hills. They went into a thick fog, not unusual for that part of the world, to a place called Wadworth. But when they come out of the fog and goes up the hill, one thing they noticed, all the familiar buildings and pubs are gone, and there was nothing but old cottages and thatched roofs. And then they carried on their journey, wondering whether they were in the right place or lost. Anyway, they found the self in the right place where they were going. In the morning after, they went into Wadworth and mentioned it to the vicar of all people, see if anybody else had mentioned this, and nobody had. This is back in 1991 and all the way to 2024. That's the first time the vicar has heard a story like that. Very strange. Do these things happen? You know what I mean? You expect to find modern buildings if you're familiar with an area or any area and you come across these old cottages with thatched roofs. Lots of stories like this. And entering a very thick fog. That seems to be a bit of a pattern as well. So interesting. If you have any stories about anything like that or any UFO sightings, do send them to the channel. Put them in the comments and I'll tell you stories on the channel, guys. Okay, so I've had a couple of hours. It is starting to cloud up and it has forecast snow later. Quite a few things moving around up there, but let me know if you see anything that I've missed, anything too unusual, guys. Please do like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, I'll always reply. The camera I'm using is Sionyx. If you do have any equipment, get yourself out, you never know what you're going to see. Take your equipment with you. Alright guys, you all take care. Speak soon. Here it comes, guys. Hailstorm at the moment. There we go. We've got some clear spells, but it's wintry weather has been forecast. So it goes, guys. That's nature.